Hey there everyone, it's Verity here from inkybutterfly.wordpress.com. Thank you for joining me again today for another card making video. So no samples today, and we're just going to have a little play with some things I haven't used before. So this is me having a go with the mini Medallions dies. These dies are also available as a bundle with the Many Mates stamp set, which has lots of sentiments in it. But look at that die, isn't that lovely? So this is what we're using today, and I've decided to pull out one of the carrying over elements into the annual catalogue, and this is Daisy Lane. So that's what we're going to be using. And the other thing I thought I would do is use some colours, or use a colour. I think I'm going to go monochrome with this, and I'm going to pick out this. This is Rich Razzleberry, and not a colour I use a lot of, but I thought why not? Let's do it. I've already gone ahead and die cut that beautiful die. Look at that. And it came out like a dream. I rolled it backwards and forwards a couple of times just to make sure it cut everything. So just a word of advice, there are all these little pieces just fell out, so if you can move your sandwich over your bin before you start to dismantle it, you'll catch a lot of the confetti from there. But yeah, die cut beautifully from Whisper Worked cardstock, and I think that looks lovely on that background. Really nice dark colour behind. I was thinking about trimming it down. I still might. In fact, I think I'm gonna, because it's sized to fit the American card sizes a little better, because it's shorter and wider than we would normally have it. So you see that it's got quite a big gap at the top and the bottom. I'm not really keen on that, but I think if I slice it off there, it's going to look more deliberate, that it doesn't actually fit flush with the card base. So I think I'm going to bring in my trimmer to do it, so I get a nice clean cut. I think you probably could do it with scissors. I would recommend using the long blade of the scissors. So I'm just going to line up the track of the blade, which is quite clearly visible in real life, in that groove of that die, and that fits. It's almost like it was meant to be cut along those lines. So I'm just going to bring that up and cut very carefully, cut that strip away, and do the same with this one. Just trying to make sure I'm as straight as I can be, even though the edges of this aren't straight. I'm just going to use those points and use those as my guides as to whether it's straight or not. So I've ended up with a couple of strips as well. So that's the bit we're going to use, and we get these little strips as well, so they're cute, aren't they? And I bet we could probably put those back together a bit, because you get the nice edge on there, so you lose that nice edge when you cut them like that. But if we were to glue those together, we might be doing a twofer on the card and then put some ribbon over it, you would never know that join was there. So I'll keep those to one side just for a sec, and we'll decide how we're doing this. So I think that looks really nice. We could put it across the middle as well, but I think we'll stick with this, and then we'll have some flowers and sentiment going across, I think. Okay, so gluing this thing down then, this would be a perfect opportunity to have the double-sided adhesive sheets, but I don't have them. not, and I've forgotten to put them on my latest order as well, so that wasn't very smart. So I'm just going to put some dabs of wet glue onto these little bits in the middle. Like so. That should be plenty to get that stuck down. Just little cardstock fibres on my card base. So I think it's about thereabouts. So that's going to take a bit to dry. So I'm just going to leave that off to one side while we stamp out our other elements. Okay, so I've got some Whisper White scraps here. You can see that's the bit I die cut. I'm going to take the medium daisy that coordinates with the punch. So when you're stamping your daisy, you want to bear in mind which orientation it needs to be in so you can punch it out. So you need to have 12 and 6 o'clock pointing in the right direction, so just watch that. If you stamp it on a scuff like that, you're not going to be able to punch it very well without messing about with your paper and cutting it up and stuff. So these daisies I like to layer up and have at least 2 to make up each flower. And as I like odd numbers, I'm going to stamp out 6 of these so that I can make 3 flowers. Very nice and easy. Light tapping on the ink pad, gentle press onto your cardstock, and those stamp absolutely beautifully. And then we just need another small scrap for our sentiment. I thought they would all fit on there. Oh, well, that bit might do. Just use this little scrap. And I've just picked out the word friend from the Daisy Lane set. I could have used the Many Mates that coordinates with the die, but I thought I'd go with the sentiments in the floral set instead. Okay, so all of that was done with the matching rich razzleberry, it's a bit of a mouthful that is, rich razzleberry ink pad. Okay, let's move this to one side and get our punch and punch out these. It's very easy to line up the petals with a nice even border and get that lovely crunch as it goes through. So just take your time and get those all punched out. These can make that into a stencil, I guess. I think so. Like I say, we'll offset the we'll glue 2 together, but offset the petals to get 3 pretty flowers. I have layered 3 together before, but it can, I don't know, it looks a bit much sometimes. But have a play, see what you think. Some people just use a single one, which is also equally acceptable. So there we have our petals, and you know I like to shape my petals, so I'm just going to bring in my tool and wrap. This is just very large ball stylus tool that I've had for many years. I've got a clue where I got it from my dark days before I discovered the joys of Stampin' Up products. But this one's managed to survive. There is so much stuff that I now just no longer use because it's just not as good a quality. Stampin' Up products now are pretty much the only things I use. There's very few things that creep out of the woodwork from other manufacturers nowadays. Right, just the teeniest speck of glue on the back of those, and using the wet glue will give you time to just make sure you've got those petals where you want them. Very easy to do. And see, now the two are together, there isn't actually much room for a third one, but you can do it. You certainly wouldn't have room for four. At least I don't think so. And then because I've moulded them in my hands, they do have a little bit of dimension to them as well, which is nice. Okay, so those guys need to just dry a little bit, and we need to cut this out with something. And I was considering using a punch. Let's see whether tailored tag, this strip of cardstock might be too small. Okay. Or, oh, actually, timeless tag might do it. It's nice. Yeah. There we are. In fact, what I might do is just deliberately punch that off to the side like that, so that I can tuck it in behind some of the flowers maybe, so if they overhang a bit it doesn't obscure the word, and that will look okay. So punches are brilliant, really nice and economical way to be able to cut sentiments and things, if you don't, especially if you don't have a die cut machine. So obviously this what's it called? Medallions. Many Medallions die. Obviously you can only use that if you already own a die cut machine. But the rest of the card has used punches and stuff, so it could use a different background element. So it's just a case of working out where I want these to go. I generally like to place my sentiment and then decide how the flowers will go after that. As long as there's plenty of room for them to go either side, that should be fine. Of course I'm going to pop that up onto some dimensional adhesive. We've got a few little bits offcuts there that we can use. I'm going to have that hanging over there a little. The die will give you a hint that you've got that straight as well. Okay, that looks cool. And then we need to dab these guys on. So again, I think some wet glue would be perfect for this. Got a little bit of time to shuffle them around if you wish. And I might even, you can get a dimensional on the back of there. So let's just take one dimensional, put that on the back there. And I am going to use a dab of glue though, just to give me some wiggle time. That will just make it a little bit more proud of the other two that have already gone down. There we are, so that's the basis of my card. I would like to add some leaves. We did have a really lovely leaf punch, but that was retired. But I think we could get away with using this. This is called the Sprig Punch, and I reckon we need some vellum for that. This punch is really funny because the little doohickeys do catch a little bit. Second two were fine. So I think if we added just a dab of glue on each of the ends on there, and when we tuck them in they will be hidden. So I think we will put this one there. Wasn't adhered yet. There we are. That's it. One up here. And I think we'll have another one down here. Like so. And those are sticking up, but I think it just adds a little bit of texture to the overall look of the card. Looks nice. Okay, embellishments. I think some pearls would be cool on here. So let me just grab a packet of pearls. Silver pearls might be nice actually. I'm going to bring out my silver ones. These are the metallic pearls. Using my take your pick tool, and we will add some of those as well, and I think we'll go off onto the background. Like so. Great. So that was that. Monochromatic card, using that lovely mini medallions die as a springboard. Really liking that rich raspberry and the flowers there from the Daisy Lane stamp set. We're using the coordinating punch to get those out, shaping those flowers. And I think that Sprig Punch does quite well to add some texture without that leaf. So there we are. Okay, hope you've enjoyed that. As always, there's a matching blog post listed in the description, which will list all the products I've used, The key featured products will be linked directly into the description bar, and there's also a shop link just if you want to go and have a little browse. There's also a link to find out about joining my team and joining Stampin' Up. Do remember to use the host code if you're placing an order with me for any of the products you've seen today or in any other videos or on my blog. So quote that host code, and if your order's under £150, you'll get a little thank you gift from me. If your order's over £150, you get the rewards. You'll get that extra credit to add additional items to your basket for free. So you get 10% back on your purchase once it goes over £150. Do also remember we have bonus days going on at the moment, so for every £45 or multiple of £45 you will receive a £5 voucher that you can spend in August, which is very fabulous. Thank you ever so much, everybody. Have a great day, whatever you're up to. Hope the weather's okay with you. Bit iffy here. Sometimes it's sunny, sometimes it's not. Okay everyone, take care. See you again soon. Okay, bye.